This is Robert with Pioneer Smokehouses, and today I'm just going to do a condensed video for straight ribs. Now, I call them straight ribs because that means that I'm not doing anything different other than just grilling them off on the pellet grill, and I don't want to wrap them or do anything like that. I'm going to just go low and slow and let them go dry. Now, I love the 3-2-1, but it gives you a real soft consistency on your meat, almost to where the bone can just fall right apart. And today I'm not going for that. I want a firmer rib, something that you can hold on to the bone and you can eat it right off that. Of course, I'm not going for tough meat, but we want to make sure that we don't have mushy meat. First thing I did was I went ahead and I preheated the grill. Got it going, and we set it up at 225. It's not quite there yet, but it's going really good. The next thing I did was I took the ribs and I removed the silver skin and trimmed the excess meat off the back. So that way it's a nice even rib. And I'll go ahead and show you these. And you can see them here, and I seasoned them all up. Now there's nothing crazy about the procedure there. Really easy to do. I do not use a binder, and I take my time when I do it. I rinse them off, pat them dry, not super dry, and then I just put on my seasoning. Today we're using the Guerra seasoning again, and I have another video where I did my initial sampling here. I believe the owner and inventor's name is Leo Guerra, and I did a little video with him on my other video with the chuck steaks that I tested the seasoning on, and they were great. The only thing I'm going to watch out for is drying. So if it gets a little too dry, I'll add a little bit of olive oil spray to them to keep them moist on the outside, or you could baste them in something like apple juice or even beer if you like. I'm going to load the ribs today in a rib holder or rib rack, and the main reason I'm doing this is because I want to keep them in a condensed area in the smoker so they're all kind of tight and towards the middle. And my main reason is that I don't want them all over the thing. I want a consistent temperature, and I want to keep the mess all in the middle. Now, of course, you know that I have a piece of tin foil down here in the bottom where the main area that I'm going to focus my cooking is. And I'll go ahead and just set this right here, and then we'll load these in. When I load them, I always load them bone up. So you've got the bone here, surface towards me on the first time, and when we switch them around, we'll change them depending on how they cook. Just like that. Now, of course, they're soft, so they're not going to hold very well. And if you're concerned about that, you'll either need to buy a bigger rib rack or just slice these in half. Most racks of ribs are 13 bone. What I like to do is on the side with the larger bones, I will slice that at the 6th bone and leave the 7 on the smaller side. All you have to do is look on the back, and you can see this is the larger side here and this is the smaller side. So I would count over 6 ribs and slice it right there. And there we go, and I just kind of push it in a little bit more to get it in the center as much as possible. And most of the drippings are going to land on that foil and then roll into the drain tray. I'm going to go ahead and close the lid. And then I'm going to turn this up to about 235, 245, but I preheated it up at 225 on the setting, but we know that that setting runs just a little low. I will go ahead and I will put in a grill mat, and I will put my temperature gauge in there so that way it doesn't touch any metal, and then we'll be able to get a good reading. Later on, we'll transfer that into the ribs for an actual maintenance reading so we can keep an eye on how they cook. I'll be back in about 2 hours for me, but for you, that'll be just 1 second. We are back, and when I went to flip them, there really wasn't a lot to see, so I just went ahead and skipped that part. Go ahead and open them up, and they look great. A little bit of pullback on the bones there. I'm going to go ahead and get a reading. I'm going to take it right in, this part right in here. It's nice and thick there. And we are at 176. That's plenty well warm enough. I just love this cheap instant read thermometer. These things are a dime a dozen and they work great. I'm pretty happy with how this all looks, and I'll pull it off there in a second and show you, but for now I'm going to close this up and bring one of these ribs up here for you to take a look at. I think this is the way, so you can see both the top and the side. It's a really good looking rib. Gonna go ahead and give it a try. So it's firm. It's not mushy, but I just go right through it. Not chewy or anything. That is exactly how I like my ribs done. Now I didn't put any sauce on here, and if you wanted to, now would be a perfect time to sauce it and then let that set up. And if you want it caramelized, then you could throw it under the broiler, or you could put it on your propane grill. It's really hard to get a real good caramelized in a pellet smoker. I can do it in a Gravity Series Masterbuilt because that goes up to 700, but still, I like the broiler best for that. This is great. I'm going to take another bite. I'll be right back. I wanted you to be able to get a good look at this rack of ribs. Look at that, perfect color, nice, it's tight, it's, I just think it's really good looking. And I gotta tell you, the seasoning is great. The only thing I have about the seasoning is that for myself, I like it spicier than this. So if you like it spicy, when you go to order this stuff, I would order the spicy one. This is the original, and it is really mild, but it has excellent taste. And you can see the ribs, the rack has a good flex in it. So this was just a quick video. You saw what I did. If you've seen anything that you like, I have affiliate links below. I will get compensated for those, so I appreciate it. Also, the seasoning mix is not a sponsored link, and it's Guerra's. It's a chili pepper based seasoning, but it's not hot at all, and it also doesn't have that really strong smoky flavor. So all the smoky flavor came from the pellet smoker itself. So give it a try. I'll put a link to their Squarespace sales page, and then you can go there. They also have an assorted 4-pack, which I would recommend trying that. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.